Hello and welcome everyone to this week's episode of the podcast. This is a very exciting week that we have each year, and I'm excited that it has come round again because we have officially opened our diplomas for 2025 for enrolment as of today. Woohoo! And
Exciting!
yes, I have wonderful Anna Campbell here to share a bit about the diplomas with me. And if you're thinking, I already know that stuff, it's a little bit different this year. So definitely stay tuned. And for anyone thinking, what on earth are they even talking about? What are these diplomas? Here at Jewellers Academy, we run 4 incredible jewellery diploma programs. They are year-long programs. They start in September each year. And I know you're probably thinking now, but it's November, it's already started, but we are talking about next year. And yes, we are working this far ahead because we have lots of long payment plans and it's a big decision and it's something that we try and get you to sign up to. A bit like if you're going to do a uni course or something like that, you would have applied already. We're not quite as intense as that, but we are getting ready for September 2025. And I know loads of you are already on a diploma program, so you might be, in the back of your mind thinking about, are you going to do another one or not next year? So this may help with some of those thoughts. But anyone who is new to our diploma programs, we would love to share just a little bit about them today, some of the updates we have planned for 2025, and just get you guys excited as we are about the fact that they are going to be happening again, which I always love. So Anna, I don't even know how many years we've been running them now, but it's been a lot. And yeah, how are you feeling about enrolment being open for 2025 start?
It's just so exciting because we now have 4 diplomas available. Lots of I feel like there really is something for everybody, every single level. Lots of different people's interests and things like that. And I think it's really exciting. And also, a lot of courses you have to go somewhere physically. You need to kind of take time off work and things like that. And it's just so amazing to have an online diploma that you can fit in whatever time zone you're in, wherever you are, it doesn't matter. You can fit in around other things, other commitments, other time zones, but also still get like mentoring and support. There's so much to talk about.
Yes, absolutely. And it's been so lovely to see. It's always so lovely to see our diploma students, but I feel like this year they're being even more vocal on social media and just seeing all their posts on Instagram. And we have the wonderful Kelly who's doing her diploma diaries and kind of sharing as she's going along. If anyone's not seen those, definitely go and check them out. We'll put a link in the show notes. But yes, and something very exciting for this following year is particularly for the diploma in silver jewelry, which is the first diploma we'll talk about. It was the first one that we created. It's the one that's made for beginners or sort of improver level jewelers who really want to develop their making skills in silver jewelry making. We also cover quite a bit of gold in there, lots of stone setting. And the idea behind the diploma in silver jewelry is it takes you from beginner to professional level in 1 year. And just a quick intro for anyone, again, who's new to the diplomas. They are part-time. They are all completely online. They're fully supported. You're assigned a mentor who is your mentor for the whole course, who is a professionally trained jeweler who will guide you through the program. You're also put into small groups so that you can build community and have that kind of connection as you go through the course, which is so important when you're studying remotely. And there's also tool and material kits, which we'll come on to talk about in a little bit, so that we provide everything that you need. So you just sort of open up and get going with your making. And the idea behind it is that you can create a whole portfolio of pieces by the end of 1 year. So you'll be able to make wedding rings, engagement rings, bespoke pieces, collections, all sorts of things. So if you want to run a jewelry business or develop a business that you already have, it's an incredible course that we're super proud of and love to see students go through as well. We also talk about jewelry business and photography and kind of cover some of the basics of that in the programs too. But excitingly, we have updated the course for this year quite significantly. We've been going through, we're often updating all of our programs, so refilming things that were filmed perhaps 7-8 years ago, not because what we filmed isn't right, but because the technology moves on and it's just nice to see something fresh and shiny and new. And we can include even better kind of angles and camera lenses and all those kind of things. So we have been busy working away. This is the first year we've not created a new diploma, so we've been going back and refilming bits from the older diplomas. I mean, they're not that old, but the ones that we filmed first. So the diploma in silver jewelry has lots of new content, and don't worry, for anyone who has taken it to date so far, will also get a copy of the new content. So that is good news. We've taken out some projects and we've put in some new ones. So it's quite a big overhaul, I'd say, this year. I mean, there's still lots of the projects that have been there, but we're constantly learning. We're constantly finding new ways to do things, and we're constantly getting more excited about different projects. So it's really nice to go back and refresh and add in some things that you guys have been asking for. So I don't know, Anna, if you remember any of the new, I mean, I do as well. Just any of
no, there's so many new things to bring. And also just wanted to know, you've kind of alluded to it, but we do work with a professional film crew, and we've worked with the same crew. Love them. They're part of the family for all of these years, basically. So it's been brilliant, like you said, to kind of bring that new technology and all of their skills that they have for working with us. But yes, there's some really exciting new courses and refreshed courses. One that I know is completely new is sea glass. Oh, exciting.
Yes, absolutely. We've added sea glass in because everyone loves sea glass, don't they? And actually the wonderful Kelly Twigg, who is on the silver diploma this year, and very much part of the team, it has taught that course. And what's really nice about it is she teaches quite a few different ways to use the sea glass. So, and this could be used for sea glass, but it could also be used for any kind of found object that you want to set. So it's one thing setting a cabochon setting, which is a stone that is calibrated and prepared to be set in a setting. But if you're taking something off the beach, it's not prepared in any way. It's not got a nice flat bottom for us to work with. So how do we work with that? And there's a bit of claw setting with the sea glass as well, and just loads of tips and bits and pieces in that one. Another new one, which is very exciting, is recycling your silver jewelry. We used to run this one at London Jewelry School, and it was a popular course because, especially nowadays with the prices of metal increasing, it's so important that we can reuse and recycle any bits and pieces that we have, but also our customers' pieces. More and more we see in the jewelry workshops that people are bringing their old gold or even their old silver and saying, can you make something out of this? And the answer is yes, of course we can. But learning how to melt it down, how to refine it, how to bring it back to sheet, wire, all those kind of things is really important. So that is a nice, juicy new one. We've also refilmed quite a few of the stone setting courses. So I would say come along to the open day, because I'm going to run through everything there, the full curriculum, because we don't have time to run through 4 diploma curriculums here. We'll keep you here for hours. But maybe we can talk a bit about the open days, because that's probably the best next step. Unless you know the diplomas and you're ready to sign up, in which case just go for it. We would absolutely love to have you. But if you'd like to find out more about an individual diploma, we are going to be running open days for all of them. The first one is going to be this month, and it is for diploma in silver jewelry. And each month we will have a following one. So Anna, do you just want to run through what the 4 diplomas are? Because I realise we've not mentioned that yet.
That's true. Well, we basically have a kind of almost like a degree, really, like 3 years. So we have what we would call our year 1 diploma in silver jewelry. And then the year 2, which is designed as a follow-on, completely designed so that, the skills that you've learned in the silver diploma, you build on and you practice, but you build on and you go up a level in the diploma in fine jewelry. And then our year 3 is the advanced jewelry diploma, which again is building on top of that as well. So a lot of people do go through and take take them in that way. But if you already do have some advanced jewelry skills, the silver diploma still might be a good option, because there's a lot of times we know what we know, but we've got like gaps in our knowledge. And that diploma in silver jewelry was our original diploma. It was the one we had for many years. That was the only one. And then so many people were saying, well, what's next? What can I do next? So we have more now. But there's, that one, I know jewelers who are running successful shops and things who have done that one, and that's what they've done. And they've got brilliant skills. But anyway, we do have the fine diploma and the advanced diploma. And if you have the skills to go straight into those courses, you certainly can. But we'll maybe talk a little about discovery calls as well in a bit. We would love to have a chat with you and just make sure, because what we don't want is for you to be on the wrong level for you. We want you to feel challenged, and we want you to feel like you're learning something new, but we don't want it to be too big a jump that you end up getting disheartened and worried about it. So anyway, we can have a chat about that. And then there is my love, which is the diploma in silver metal clay, which is our most recent diploma, and we're running our second year right now. So the people who are joining for next September, you'll be year 3, the third year of doing the diploma in silver metal clay. And that again takes you from beginner with metal clay. But if you also, a lot of people do have done a little bit of metal clay already, it very quickly moves you right the way through to much more advanced projects around things like ring making and stone setting. And then the amazing term 3 with the fantastic masterclasses from world-renowned metal clay artists. So, there's so many things to talk about.
Yeah, well, we're incredibly lucky with the tutors that we're able to have at Jewellers Academy. I think because of our history, because we started in Hatton Garden and we had the London Jewellery School, which was a physical premises for 13 years, we built so many relationships with tutors there. No idea that we were going to do this later. And then when we started teaching online, thankfully we already knew those incredible jewelers and their extended networks. So we're very lucky that people from all over the world come to teach for us, and we're able to access that kind of world-class training. And I think that's something that I love so much about the online aspect of the program, is that wherever you are, you can access this too. And that's something that's only possible with modern day technology, especially with something like jewelry making, where sometimes we're filming a 1 millimeter gemstone being set, and we are filming it so close that it fills your whole screen. So you can see every tiny detail, way more than you can see with your eyes, even with optovisors. It's like having a microscope. So I think, it's hard to sometimes describe what a diploma is like before you're on them. But I know from talking to students that they often say it's way more than an online course, and it's way more than they thought it would be. We know, and we're really kind of passionate about the fact that we want you to learn. We don't just want to sort of like take your money and give you a course, because we know there's some shocking statistics around how much online courses are not completed. I can't even remember the figure, but it's a disgusting one. Like 80% of them are not completed or something like that. A bit like buying a book. I don't know if you're like this at all, Anna. I'll buy like 4 books and read 1, and then I'll buy another 4 and read 1. So there's lots of books on the shelf that I intend to read one day, but haven't been read. And I think online courses can really be like that. And we don't want that. We're here because we love making jewelry with you guys. We love seeing your progress, and we want you to succeed. And we know what works, and it's being part of a group. It's feeling part of something, which is why we have fortnightly Zooms inside all of the diploma programs, where you get together with the same people every fortnight and they say, hey, how's that stone setting going? Or what happened with this? Or, and even things around your life, like how's your dog? How's your cat? How's the house plants? All these kind of things, which seem really kind of, frivolous and on the outside, but it's so important to feel part of a community if you're going to grow and thrive. And, the networking and all the things that come from that in terms of being in a career in jewelry are just kind of things that are quite difficult to quantify. So, and the other aspect of the diplomas, which is really important to us, is that you have one-to-one time with somebody who's been training as a jeweler for a long time. So our jewelers tend to have 10 to 20 years bench experience, running their own businesses, making jewelry, working in a lot of the jewelry workshops. They all have very different backgrounds and lots of different things to bring. So I think something that's really nice with our diplomas is you're not learning from one person. You're learning from a team of jewelers. So you get that one-to-one with your mentor where you can ask the questions that you might feel shy to ask in a group, or just have the chats. It doesn't always have to be a question. Sometimes it's just asking, you know, how did you do this? Or how's your business going? Like, what helped you? And there's so much that we can all kind of learn from each other. So yeah, we all love the community aspect of it for sure. And of course, just seeing everyone make gorgeous, shiny, beautiful jewelry. So we mentioned that the silver diploma has changed quite substantially this coming year, which is great. But like I said, if you've done it before, don't worry, you'll get the updates, and everything you've done, you know, you've got the skills. It's not that the skills are different, really. It's just different projects and fresh filming, and, you know, it's exciting for us, and it will be fun for you guys too. But I think what's quite nice is if you've already done the silver diploma and you have time next year, you might be like, oh, I might like pop into some of the old projects because they've been revamped, and see how a different tutor does it, and maybe have another go at it. So you're going to kind of keep doing the learning. The other diploma that has some updates, not as many, but a couple, is the Fine Diploma, isn't it, Anna? Maybe we can share a little bit about that one too.
Yes, we've got an exciting new course to add in with the amazing Master Stone setter, Scott McIntyre, the double gallery claw setting, isn't it? And yes, I haven't seen it actually. I've heard you describe how it looks and what it does, but it seems to be all around. It's quite a popular setting at the moment, and it's all around kind of finding ways to get more light into your beautiful gemstones, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. So there's quite a lot of claw setting on the Fine Diploma. We love claw setting. Sometimes it's called basket claw. A double gallery claw setting, you'll be hearing more about this over the next few weeks anyway, so we'll be sharing more about it. But it's essentially, you start with like a collet, and then you cut it in half, and it creates two galleries. So don't worry if none of this is making sense to you. When you see the pictures, it will. And you use the claws to hold the galleries together. So it's a classic kind of style of claw setting that is just useful for every jeweler to learn. There's lots of soldering. It's quite technical, but definitely achievable when you've done the steps. And I think that's what's really important as well with the diplomas, and why Anna, as our community manager, is quite, firm on like, we need to be on the right diploma, because our whole ethos is around incremental learning. So it's not that we say day one, let's do a double gallery claw setting, and everyone gets stressed and the solder goes everywhere, and and then like Anna said, we can get disheartened. But instead we take you step by step and say, okay, if you're at your very beginning of your journey, let's learn the tools, let's learn what we're going to do with them, let's do something manageable. And so we're gradually just going up those stairs in our learning journey. So when you get to doing this project in the Fine Diploma, it's still going to be challenging, I'm not going to lie, but it's going to be appropriate. You will have done a collet setting before, you will have done claw setting before, so you have the skills. So it's just about bringing different skills together. And then, of course, once you've learned a skill like that, you can put it in rings, you can make sequences in your rings, like a trilogy, or whatever kind of style you like. You can choose to buy cast settings if you decide you never want to make that setting again. There's so many different options. But yeah, we're excited for our Fine Diploma students to learn from Scott, because Scott has been teaching on our Advanced Diploma for a couple of years now. So it's nice to kind of bring it out to some other people as well. And just always fun to have a new project. And we're not really getting rid of much in the Fine Diploma. We've just moved some things around and changed some of the dates and things, and we just kind of squeeze some more in there. So yeah, it should be good fun. And then, of course, there's the advanced diploma. The advanced diploma hasn't changed this year because it's quite a new diploma. We only made it 2 years ago. So it's all fresh, shiny, new still. And yeah, we absolutely love seeing the projects that people are making. There's things like parve setting. There's lots more kind of advanced settings, tension setting, a halo setting. And by that point, people have often gone for a few diplomas with us. Occasionally, someone joins later, which is also totally fine as long as they feel like they've covered everything from before. But what's really nice again in those groups is just how well sort of glued everyone is together and how supportive they are. And often they'll go and do fairs together and meet up at events if they're able to. So really lovely to kind of see that progression. And I know many of our previous students and alumni in touch and still kind of supporting each other with their business journey, because it doesn't end after a diploma, does it? The jewelry business journey it's ongoing. It's the marathon, not the sprint. Anna, maybe we could talk a little bit about the tool and material kits.
Yeah, absolutely. So for the diploma in silver jewelry and also the diploma in silver metal clay, we have available a toolkit and a materials kit. So we know that for many who are choosing those two diplomas, they might be quite new to jewelry making. They might not have done very much, so they may not have kind of accrued the tools like you see behind Jess if you're watching us on the YouTube channel right now. But you won't necessarily have the tools. And I think sometimes, especially, it's one of those things, we don't know what we don't know. So we don't know what these hammers are called and and obviously the course is going to teach you all of that, but you need the kit in order to do the course. So what we've done is curated a toolkit together. So we have done that for the diploma in silver jewelry, and we have partnered with our lovely friends at Metal Clay Limited, who have put together the toolkit for the silver metal clay. So you can choose, you have the option of buying the course only. That's absolutely fine, but you could also choose to have the toolkit, and then we do also have a materials kit available for the diploma in silver, the fine diploma, and also the silver metal clay diploma. So again, we would really strongly recommend that you choose to get the materials kit. Our lovely team in our warehouse spend the year basically cutting everything up, putting them in bags that say week 1, week 2, week 3. So all you need to do is just reach for those materials and get started. You don't have to think, oh, I need to go off and buy that now. How much wire do I need? How much of this do I need? Paying postage every single time you're getting things to you. It really is but honestly, go for it with the materials kit. That's probably my biggest tip for you if you're going for the diplomas, because we don't add on extra money for that. We want to make it as accessible as possible for you to come onto the course. So that's not something that we charge extra for. And it is a lot of work for our team to be doing. So it's definitely worth going for the materials kit. And it's just to simplify things, really, if nothing else, just to make it easy. Just reach for what you need and just get started. And I think we do in the advanced. In the advanced, you get everybody gets a stone setting kit included. So that's not everything you need for stone setting, but it's particular tools that Scott McIntyre, the master stone setter, uses. And we just thought, all right, the easiest thing would just be to kind of collate that together for you and just send it to you. So you get that included with the advanced diploma. With the other diplomas, it's an add-on, so you decide. But you also have the option right now of spreading the cost over 18 months as well. So, it's a really great way of not having to pay all of that upfront as you would do if you were buying from a jewelry supplier.
Absolutely. Well done, Anna. That was a lot of information to remember on the toolkit. There's a different situation for each diploma, but we do have pages that explain all of this on each one. So if you're listening and you're thinking, oh, I'm kind of interested, but I can't remember exactly what's for what, do go ahead and look at them. I definitely recommend coming along to the open days as well, particularly if any ones that you think would be really interesting for you. I'd say if you're a beginner, then you're looking at the diploma in silver jewelry or the diploma in silver metal play. They're both suitable for beginners. If you're an improver, you're probably also looking at those two. If you're intermediate level to advanced, you're looking at fine. And then if you've been making jewelry for a long time and you've covered a lot of ground, then you're looking at advanced. But yeah, the open days are a great chance because we can go into detail. I can show you lots of pictures of all the projects, and I run through the whole curriculum, so you'll know exactly what you're going to cover, which I always think is really helpful. And also make sure that you like the projects and you want to learn them. But something that we talk about a lot as well is just this idea of when we're learning, it's just best to keep making things. And it's trying to let go of perfectionism, because I know sometimes when you're thinking of signing up to a course like this, or just even in your making journey in general, it can be like, well, will I be good enough? Will I be able to do all the projects to the certain level? Will I be able to? And probably the answer is sometimes yes and sometimes no, because we're all human, and some weeks we can do really well and some things, kind of play into our skills, and other things, there's pieces of jewelry that I've had to make 10 times before it looked right. And that's just part of the journey as well. But the sense of achievement when you do push through and you do kind of upgrade your skill level in that way is huge. And I think that's kind of part of the journey. There is that struggle involved in it. And the lovely thing about the diplomas is you're kind of contained. So you're in for a year, you've committed, you've paid your money. So, that always helps when we put money down, because we kind of feel like, okay, come on, I got to do this. And I think there's that internal commitment when I speak to diploma students of like, right, they often say, right, I've decided I'm just going for it. Like, I'm just going to focus on this year. And that's really lovely. And then you're surrounded by a group of other people who've decided to do the same thing. And what's interesting, which some of our mentors have shared, is that it almost doesn't matter what level, especially with the silver diploma, the students start at, whether they've been making for a while or they're brand new. It's about just committing to it and just doing it. And sometimes by the end, it's like some of the total beginners have surpassed people who've been doing it for a long time, because it's all to do with like the time you have to put in and the energy and all those kind of things. And it's worth saying that most people do this around full-time jobs, around having children, around perhaps caring for other people, animals, having other big commitments in their lives. So it's fully flexible learning. We ask you to put aside 7 hours a week, which can be done in any way, shape or form that you like. It can be a full day, it can be some half days, it can be an hour each day, or it can be whatever you choose. But it's just been lovely to witness over the years how people from all different walks of life have been able to come together around the theme of making jewelry, and the kind of joy that it brings them, and the new lease of life and the various businesses that stem from it. So as you can tell, we're super excited, and we can't wait for a new cohort to join us again from September when we kick off. Have we missed anything, Anna? I'm sure
I've been writing things down as we go. There's a few things we've alluded to. And one of them that I just want to be really clear about is that you do get lifetime access. So once, we release the courses week by week, because we don't want to go, boom, here it all is. And we want to support you on the journey. And we have, as you mentioned, the incremental learning. So you learn one thing and then you kind of practice that skill and then add on something, and it's just about doing that. And also wanted to just put in there that we don't have any, well, there's maybe a tiny bit of there's no real written work in here. Sometimes we ask you to just summarize why you've done something, but that's only on one project. But generally, it's no written work. It's all about learning the skills, and it's all about demonstrating that you have done the skills. And one of the reasons we have such a high success rate on this course is that we do have assessment. So you send in your work each term to us. So there's a deadline. Deadlines help. They help us a lot. But also you get one-to-one support from your mentor. Your mentor will have your pieces in front of them and will give you feedback, will be constructive, will tell you what's gone well, will tell you what would you do next time? How could you improve next time, and have that as a conversation one-to-one. And I think that is why people from September to July, and when they're finishing, have such a massive increase in skill level and confidence and everything that goes along with that, because we've crafted this course to help you succeed, and that's why it's set up as it is. So those were just a couple of little things I wanted to add in from what we were talking about. Yes, there's so much, and I really like you said, coming along to one of our open days, or all of them, come along to all of them if you want. It's up to you. So you can see all of the different courses, and or maybe if you're thinking between two in terms of your levels, come to both of them and have a look, and just think about what will be exciting for you, what will be a challenge for you, but what will be a doable challenge for you, I guess, is what we need to be thinking about.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I think the main thing that we are cautious of with people jumping ahead too far is not that they won't be able to do it. It's more that we won't have shown them what to do, because we'll just assume, we'll be like, oh, make up a ring. and then they might be like, how do I do that? And it's like, oh, that was in the previous course. So it's not always about just ambition as well. It's important to have those foundational building blocks. But these are all things that we can help you decide together as well, so you're not alone with any of those kind of decisions. So a couple of things you can do. First, come along to the open days, definitely. We also have discovery calls open. So this is basically where you can book a 30-minute time slot with someone on our team who's either completed a diploma or helped create the diplomas. And basically you just get to talk through one-to-one any questions you have. It's not like a sales environment. We won't ask you for any car details or anything at the end. It's just a chat, just sort of, if you want to, sometimes it helps to talk it through with someone, just say, oh, I'm thinking of doing this one. Does that seem right to you? And we always love hearing from you, whether you decide to do a diploma or not. It's always nice to connect with other jewelers. So do sign up for a discovery call if you'd like to have an individual chat. But if not, open days. And if you've been looking at the diplomas for a while, or you've just come across them and you're like, I don't need to chat, I'm ready to go. I'm that kind of person. I just see something and I'm like, I'm doing it. Then go ahead and sign up. Yeah, it's open. Obviously, we don't start till September. We'll be chatting to you between now and then. The good thing about signing up early, as Anna said, is there's an 18-month payment plan, which means you can split the cost. You'll be all paid up before you finish the course, and you can start making jewelry right away, and you can start selling pieces. And a lot of our diploma students have paid for their course through selling their work, which I just think is and a totally achievable kind of thing to do, because it often only takes a couple of pieces a month and you're going to be able to reach that kind of target. So definitely check out the payment plans. If you want tool and material kits, we have a limited amount. Like Anna said, it takes a really long time to build them all. You'll see when you get one, they're just very elaborate pieces of art almost. So we already have a fixed number every year. We try and guesstimate, but they do run out every year. So don't leave it too late. If you want to get those, get them in. Also, with the 18-month payment plan, you can include the tool and materials at the moment. So that's really nice because you can spread the cost of everything out. And I think that's it, really. So we'll make sure we put all the links in the show notes to the sales pages, but also to the open days and the discovery calls and things. And if you have any questions, just drop us an email, or you can come and find us on Instagram and Facebook. We're always around and happy to help. And feel free to ask other diploma students, because I'm sure there'll be loads of people who'll be happy to share about their experience too. So Anna, thank you so much for coming and sharing a bit about the diplomas with me today. I'm sure we'll be sharing much more over the coming months, and just can't wait to see what everyone makes with it. And yeah, have a wonderful rest of your day, everyone, and we'll see you back here next week for another episode. All right, bye for now.
Bye.